You know what, whenever you are trying to understand enterprise level data centers, so there are many major components, and when we are trying to find the solutions regarding the operating systems, so we fall in a kind of very pathetic debate that we are going to compare Linux versus Microsoft operating system. Generally, we ask very pathetic kind of questions that Linux is superior than Microsoft operating system, or Microsoft operating system is less secure when we are going to compare with the Linux operating system. Or generally we discuss like this: Microsoft has more market share, so that's why we need to focus on the Microsoft operating system. But when we look at the industry don't need to follow these kinds of debates. Industry basically discuss about the ideas, about the solutions, about the architecture. So industry cares about those operating systems which fulfill their needs, their requirements, and provide solutions for their problems. So in this session we are going to discuss those core ideas which will really help you when you are going to select operating system regarding your enterprise level data center. Hello and welcome to all of you on my productive and skill oriented training platform. So before going with the detailed information about the operating system industry, you need to be very focused on the areas which require by the system engineering field. If you are a system engineer, so you have to be very focused to learn about all kinds of operating system. If you want to become a valuable and solution oriented system engineer, so you must have to focus on all operating systems which generally provide by Microsoft. If we talk about the desktop operating system, or even we talk about the server operating system, and if we deep dive about the Microsoft server operating systems, we know that there are many editions available: data center edition, standard edition, graphical user interface, text user interface. So being as a system engineer, it's our core responsibility to learn about all these kinds of operating system. We need to understand the architecture, we need to understand about the applications and roles which generally available inside Microsoft server operating systems, and even in the desktop operating system if we talk about the Windows 10 or even Windows 11. On the other hand, if I talk about the open source solutions, so we know that there is a list of server operating systems also available, and open source also provide number of desktop operating systems as well. So being as a system engineer, now it's our core responsibility to learn about all the flavors which is available on the platform of open source. It might be you must have to learn about the Ubuntu, CentOS, Debian, and all their server roles which generally available with these operating systems. Why I said this? Because these skills will make you more valuable, and you become a solution oriented system engineer rather than you have to focus on the vendor side operating system or vendor side certification. You become a solution provider, and that is the core requirement of the IT industry. So you have to be very focused on open source operating systems and Microsoft as well, because it's not the game of favoritism, it's about the solutions. Industry look for all kinds of applications, operating systems, and other fundamental kinds of features which generally available with these operating systems. that you have to be you have to provide solutions against their problems. So they damn care about the operating system. If you provide the solutions on the platform of Linux, so they are happy. And if you suggest that for your this specific problem, we recommend that Microsoft is much better option, so they will definitely go with the Microsoft operating system as well. But the important thing is that you have to learn all these operating systems, about their roles, about their configurations, about their architecture. So this is the first point of this session. Now comes to the pathetic questions, or you can say a time wasting debate. Generally we say that Linux is more secure than Microsoft operating system, or even we say that Microsoft have very less security features. Why we say like this? Because generally whenever we try to get detailed information on the YouTube or any kind of blogs, so they follow the market trends. It's going inside the market, so they create the content just for the purpose of viewership. But being as a technical person, if you look at the Microsoft, it's the biggest giant in the industry of operating system, and you are assuming that Microsoft will create any desktop operating system or even a server operating system with less security features. Why? It's a market trend, because we discuss this question more and more, so that's why we fixed in our mind that Microsoft operating system will come up with less security features, which is completely a kind of you can say misunderstanding about the Microsoft operating system. Because right now in 2025, or even in the last 25 years, Microsoft has biggest market shares. And we know that hackers, intruders, spywares, malwares, all the time trying to access inside the operating system for the data breaches and for other kinds of destructions inside the operating system. So why Microsoft produce a kind of operating system which is more vulnerable regarding the security? Because every organization, if we talk about the government organizations, hospitals, educational institutions, and e-commerce businesses, so they require security at first level, because they know that if something went wrong regarding the security, so their business and their customers will be compromised. So it's a kind of very extreme level misunderstanding that we are saying Microsoft operating system have very less security features. It's not like this. Microsoft provide all kinds of encryptions, firewalls, and all kinds of protection mechanisms inside their operating systems, which we will definitely discover in the coming episodes. Now, the second thing is, does Linux have more security features? No, it's not like this. All Linux operating system provide a standard level of security features. Now it's up to you how much you can customize for the security features. So both operating systems are more secure, but it's up to your own skills how much you can customize, how you can look for the services, protocols, and security features inside any operating system. Now the second misunderstanding about the operating system is that we say that Microsoft have more market share, so that's why we need to adopt the Microsoft. It's not true. There are many domains where Linux have more strong applications, Linux have more strong features. So if we talk about the web server configurations like Apache, Nginx, and that kind of stuff, so Linux have more security features, more customizations, and lots of performance options also available. In the same manner, if I compare the Windows Internet Information Services, so definitely they are not that much performance oriented or more secure when we are going to compare with the Linux. So in this case, we will definitely suggest that you have to go with the Linux operating system. So it's about the solutions. Whenever you are trying to find a complete solution for your customer, so you need to be very conscious about your skills regarding both kinds of operating system. Now, the second misunderstanding about both operating system is that Microsoft have more user-friendly options while Linux don't have, because Linux provide command line interface while Microsoft have graphical user interface. And being as a technical guy, we know that Microsoft also provide a kind of operating system which completely command which completely based on the command line interface. If we talk about the core server editions of Microsoft, so the core server editions always come up with text user interface, command line interface. And in the same manner, if I try to deep dive inside the Linux operating system, so we know that they have both flavors available. You can enjoy the graphical user interface for the purpose of desktop interaction, and in the same manner, if someone wants to do work for the purpose of development and for the purpose of security, so there is a command line tools also available. The other thing which you must have to know about the Microsoft operating system, that Microsoft also provide PowerShell, a very solution oriented and customizable solution which is completely based on the command line interface. So the second application which is completely integrated with all kinds of Microsoft operating system. So why we are saying that Microsoft does not provide any kind of command line interface, while there is an enterprise level tools integrated with all kinds of Microsoft operating system. Now, if I move forward and find some other kind of tools on the platform of command line interface, so it's another tremendous tool available when we talk about the Microsoft operating system, and that tool is known as WinGet. With the help of WinGet, we can perform lots of operations regarding the operating system. If we want to update our applications, update security features and other aspects from dedicated and secure repositories, so we can also enjoy that tool which is integrated with server operating systems as well. So the second point which we generally discuss also get filled, and we get a better idea that if we explore both operating systems, so we find solution for our customers, for our organizations and for our client as well. Now, the third point we generally raise on the social media, that Microsoft have licensing cost while Linux is available free of cost, and that is not true. If you want to provide the solutions, so there are number of part solutions also available on the open source platform. You have to pay for a reliable and for performance oriented products on the platform of Linux as well. Microsoft, if charged for any kind of server operating system regarding the licensing cost, so on the other hand, Microsoft provide lots of tools without any cost. So if I talk about the server operating system standard edition, so the licensing cost is only for the server operating system, but inside the operating system we have lots of tools available without any cost. Let's say you can take the example of Active Directory, domain services. You can take the example of certificate authorities, federation services, DNS, DHCP, WSO services. Even though the hypervisor service is also available without any licensing cost if we talk about the server standard edition. So generally we talk about the licensing cost. So whenever you are trying to install any kind of enterprise level product, so it must come up with the licensing cost. If you want to adopt the operating system on the platform of open source or from the Microsoft, so they have their own costs regarding their solutions. So these are the three major areas which we generally discuss and end up with that the criteria on behalf of which we are going to select the operating system is really pathetic. We need to be focused on the solution side rather than we are going to fall in a kind of debate which end up without any result. So in the coming sessions we will definitely went through a number of sessions where we can discuss and deep dive about the Linux operating system core features, and in the same manner we will definitely explore and discover lots of strong areas where Microsoft perform very well. So in a summary or in a nutshell, I can easily come up with the point that there are many areas where Microsoft have strong backgrounds regarding the performance, regarding the security, implementation, designing, architecture, each and everything. And in the same manner, on the other hand, Linux have its own strong features, strong background capabilities about the performance, about the security as well. So it's up to the problem and it's up to the solution. You can explore both operating systems, so by that way you can provide more solution oriented projects, or you can provide a kind of solutions for your customers, for your clients, and for your organizations as well. Thank you very much.